All right, so the For Honor devs, they've really been cooking up this season. So right now we got the brand new hero, Juren. He's got a 3-part system into his kit. And then we also got some Virtuosa Nerfs have finally come through. Man, life is looking good right now for Honor. So without further ado, man, we're going to roll right into it. As always, I'm going to tell you what the update means in a way that you can understand. Let's get into it. What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy, TheTrueRawGaming. I don't wrap it up for you, man. I don't screw it for you. I'm going to get this shit to you raw. Let's get into it. All right, so starting from the top, we're going to start with this hero. It has 2 functions pretty much for the whole kit. There's every single input. Okay, you got a tap and you got a hold function. They call this the chaos aspect of the hero. So when you're doing your taps, just your regular inputs, it's normal attack. When you start holding any input, that includes the lights, that includes heavies, that includes bashes, that includes guard breaks, empty dodging, dodge attacks as well. These will all give you completely different inputs, okay, if you tap and you hold. So with the lights and heavies, if you start holding, you'll start getting pinning animations and stuff like that. You'll be able to pin them. The holds will be a little bit slower, and this is to trip up your opponent on the parrying timings. They've also said in the stream that this was an attempt to I don't know if they're trying to fully get rid of differing this hero, but they're trying to make it where it's very, very difficult to differ the hero. If you're not aware what differing is, it's basically being able to tell the difference between a light and a heavy, just by animation, just how the character is moving. So they said they're trying to make the animation look very, very close, so you won't be able to do that. So rolling into what else he has here, he has a bash and he's got the whole bash. Now this is crazy. So the bash, all right, this is not like it's not a chargeable bash, just operates different. The bash, what it looks like in the stream is it gives you almost the exact same look on the initial bash, but then the bash turns into a whole nother thing, as you can see, if you dodge the bash thinking he's gonna throw the first bash and then you get caught with something else. So this hero is gonna be really playing on the ability to condition your opponent very, very well. I got videos up there to teach you how to do that if you guys want to check that on the playlist. But this is look like it's going to play very well on trying to condition you to look for certain things. Also for the guard break, you can do a guard break and do a regular heavy punish, or you can do this choke slamming maneuver as you see, and just throwing them over the ground like they're a little toy. And this also ledges as well. So like I told you before, every input has a tap and a hold function. So I don't know if anyone is talking about this, but here's another one he has is the dodging, right? He's got this dodge thing where he can dodge and then he can hold the dodge. If he holds dodge, he goes into a full guard stance pretty much as he's moving out of the way. And they showcase that this is to counter the bash or the undodgeable mix-up. So some characters have a mix-up where they can bash you, or it can do it into a undodgeable. So what this does is it allows you to dodge the bash and then block the undodgeable as well. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's what the character's got. So on top of that as well, he's also has you can call it quote-unquote full guard stance for the character. And they say this is the quote-unquote fearless aspect of the hero, where now even in chain, this means even when you're getting hit, all right, so you say you're getting light spam by Virtuosa, all right, and they're throwing lights after lights after lights, or they use Nusha as the example, throwing those 400 ms lights. If you don't know where the lights are coming from and you can't stop the lights, you can literally get into the stance while you're getting hit, and it's going to start negating all those attacks. The opponent is going to still be having enhanced attacks, meaning they can still continuously attack you, but it won't actually land on you. There is no punish off of it. There is no riposte off of it, meaning you can't be in the full guard and throw an attack afterwards. It's just to give you a tool to not be attacked and getting slaughtered so quickly. That is all it is. That they've made that expressly very clear, that this is not to absolutely annihilate your opponent. This is just to give you a tool to not be killed so quickly. Dodge attacks as well, like I told you, they also have a secondary input. Wide sweeping attacks when you start holding it, and then you got your regular dodge attack. The zone is gonna look very, very good. I think the zone might be one of his better moves in his kit. it's almost like Sohei's, or it's almost like a pre-nerfed Ocelotl, and very instant hyper armor that kicks in. So it's a trade tool. They said they want this to be a trade tool. It's also unblockable as well. So this is gonna be one of those things where it's a very good tool if you're getting light spam. They showcase that you can actually just throw it out there and you can go for it and start swinging after that. So I don't know. He's got a lot of tools, got a lot of things in his kit. His kit goes very deep. I'm trying to get over it a little bit without going so deep to make this video not so long. So that's really what his kit is looking like. I don't think I've missed anything. So we're gonna roll over to the feats now. Alright, so going to the feats, they classified this as their untrustworthy section of this character because he's based on Lubu. And as you can see, the first feat is called Expendable. This is where you're able to kill your own minions to start healing yourself. Yes, so not killing the enemy minions, you're killing your own minions. Can you just imagine playing a random matchmaking game and you see your teammate killing your minions, losing you the game so he can heal? But this is an option. This is an option. So they said instead of having to make this character go across the map to go into a heal point and sit on a point, they're able to do this and basically be a little bit selfish and kill your own minions to get back into the game. Moving on. Number 2, we got the No Friend of Mine feat. This is where you're gonna mark your own teammates. So once they're marked, the minute that they die, you will now get a shield. And yeah, for each person who dies, we'll stack that shield up on top of you. So as you can start seeing, this character is not necessarily a character you should be trusting on your team. You should be pretty scared that this guy is going to be on your team. All right. So what the goal in mind with this character is so far is what they're saying is they want the character to be that guy who is able to benefit from his teammates being dead. Basically, it seems like they're trying to build him into the anti-gank demon, where you do not want to go against this guy when he has all his buffs and feats. You need to prioritize this guy immediately. That's what they're trying to go for in this vibe here. So going into the third one, it's called Last Man Standing. All right, this is a passive feat, means it's always active no matter what. This passive feat is when your teammates die, you will automatically get buffs, and you will get 1 buff per person that is dead. So you will get actually a maximum of 3. So for the first person who dies, you will gain an attack buff. Okay, the second person who dies on your team will get a defensive. You will get a defensive buff, and then the third time that someone dies on your team, you will get a life leech. Now you will get all 3 of these if all 3 of your teammates are dead. Now this is why I said what I said earlier, because these 2 feats can actually stack together. All right, these actually stack together. So if the guy dies and you activate your second feat and then he dies, you also get the buff for the third feat and you get the shield as well. You're starting to see how this is looking. Yeah, this is what they're doing. So, but they've explicitly made it clear that if that teammate respawns, whatever buff that you get from tier 3, which is your attack, your defense, or your life leech, they will go back away. They will disappear. So if you're partnering up with your friends, you're partnered up with some teammates, you can coordinate to tell your teammate, hey, give me like an extra 15 seconds, do not spawn. I think I can win this fight. I don't need to lose this buff right now. So this could, if you can start seeing and picturing this could be a little crazy in actual game. But wait till the fourth one. So number 4, this is called God Among Men. And this is where he essentially debuffs the entire lobby. Everybody, friends and foes, every single person will now get a debuff. Okay, a defense debuff for looks like approximately 30 seconds. Now you're asking why am I debuffing my teammates? Go back to the other feats. Okay, anytime that your teammate dies, okay, anytime that they die, you get a shield. And then if you got your third one, obviously if you got your fourth, if you got your third one, you're gonna start getting attack buffs, defense buffs, life leech as well. So the whole encompass of the character is you need to be the last one standing to take on the entire team. And every time you are in that situation, you are absolutely insanely strong. What this is feeling like, I mean, I haven't played the character, but this feels like a mini revenge to me. This is feeling like a mini revenge. Like, this shit's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm probably gonna play this character just to piss somebody off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say it. I know people are thinking I'm gonna play this character to be toxic as shit, and then the whole excuse is it's for the greater good, dude. It's for the greater good. But we're gonna move on to the patch notes, man. I think we. All right, so rolling right into the patch notes, we got Virtuosa, and I'm so glad she's finally fucking being nerfed. So now she's gonna cost 5 stamina per second sitting in the stance, and this is really good because she just was able just to sit there and you could do nothing to her. If you're getting ganked and you got 2 guys hitting you, if you try to hit the other guy and not the Virtuosa is just gonna hit you every single time, and then it's not gonna cost her anything. You can't touch her because if you get a guard break, the other guy's gonna stop you from hitting her. So it's just a repetitive game of you can't win. And I'm glad they finally do that now. So the babysitters who are playing Virtuosa are gonna have to go somewhere else. We have the next one. Basically, essentially what this means is when you used to try to guard break her, right? There would be a situation where you would bounce off of her and it wouldn't, the guard break wouldn't work. You would get hit with a heavy instead of it. So now all this means is you won't be getting hit with a massive heavy because you bounced off on a guard break. Okay, it's not gonna be that way anymore. Essentially, you should be getting hit with lights, maybe. That's about it. But what they're saying is they're trying to work it down little by little. They're not trying to make a big chunk out of the hero and just butcher the hero. They're making small nerfs. They said they're keeping an eye on her still. If she still seems to be a problem, they'll go in and tweak her again. So hopefully for now, this should at least help us out quite a bit. Next one, we have the healing feat. Pretty much the healing feat when they enter the stance. The cooldown is now going to be 15 from 10. So now they're not going to be able to just to repetitively spam that shit over and over and over again. I know it's fucking annoying. We don't have to deal with that as much anymore. Hitting your opponent with the riposte, they're going to take extra damage. That's what that feat means. It's now going to be 30 seconds from 20. So essentially just a little bit less oppressive, a little bit less annoying. I always take Virtuosa Nerfs. I'm glad to hear that. Next up, we got Kensei. His helm splitter is basically his dodge forward light. Is now going to be enhanced. This is a very big one for Kensei player. And I'm not sure if there's any of you guys out there left, but Kensei players, this is big because now you guys have a solid tool that you can really use over and over again, especially in peeling situations when you're trying to get away to somebody and help them out. You can now use that. If it's blocked, you can go straight into a mix-up after it. So this is really good for Kensei players. I'm happy for you guys. You guys got a real good tool. I play Kensei from time to time, and this is just going to be a really good tool. The pommel strike. The pommel strike really is the soft feint into the bash with the elbow. It's going to have a little bit extra range now. They said they were finding that in their testing and their data that it just was not catching people that they thought should have been catching people. And now with this change, even if you're a little bit farther away, it's gonna attract you a little bit more. All heavy openers are gonna have more forward movement. Like again, just want to have more that connectivity to their opponent. They want to be a little bit more stickier to the opponent. Moving in, we got Gryphon. So this one, the way it's put on here, it's a little bit confusing. So basically what this is the in-chain kick, right, that Gryphon does. So that little kick into the top heavy finisher, that kick can now go into a zone, and that zone is gonna have hyper armor. Okay, so the reason that they gave this, and what they said in the stream, the reason that they gave this tool is because they wanted a way to give a Gryphon player a little bit more options to get someone off of you, and so you can go back into your chains and start getting something going. Because once you get that done, I mean, if you're in a team fight situation, you're probably cooked because now you can't do anything, and it's not hyper armored before. So yeah, this is a good tool for Gryphon players. Gives them something extra. The character's already pretty good, so this is just gonna be some even more for him to use. Ocelotl is getting some tweaks now. The stance was kind of useless. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of useless until now. They're making it where it's now gonna be having hyper armor, so it's gonna be uninterruptible. So now you can do this stance, let something go, and you won't be immediately interrupted out of it. So this is good. I don't really play Ocelotl that much, but this is good. The tier 1 feat now has a 60-second cooldown. That is a nerf to that feat. So they said what the reasoning behind this was, even in competitive, that you're not allowed to use that feat, because if you die, there's no real way of tracking you. There's no way to know that you know, that you're on the point or whatever. So they would just be forced to just stand there on the point. And then online too as well, like if you're just playing a regular game, you really wouldn't know where this guy is, and you don't have time to be sitting there waiting on him and waiting on him, waiting on him. So what they did is, once you die, you get a 60-second cooldown. So now they pretty much tells them that, hey, if you die with that feat, that guy's gonna have to sit there for 60 seconds before you can do anything, and they'll let you go do whatever you want to do for 60 seconds. If he wants to spawn there again, by the time he, you know, that 60 seconds up, you know, you've already done what you gotta do. So that's what the goal is with that. Warmonger. So I'm actually not sure what they're trying to say here. I was a little confused. I even went to try to look at the moveset and see what they're trying to say. But overall, what they're trying to say is they're trying to make the character feel a little bit more vortexy. I don't really know too many guys who play Warmonger, so I'm not really familiar with that. Maybe you guys can help me out on that one. But yeah, basically what they were saying is they're trying to make the character more vortexy feeling, and just feel overall better. That's what they were saying. Valkyrie. I'm actually kind of interested in Valkyrie. I have quite a few reps on Valkyrie. Just character's just not that great. The shield tackle has now more forward movement. If you remember back before when she first got that first change up, people were saying that it's just broken because you couldn't get away from her. There really was nothing you could do. And now they're bringing that movement back a little bit more. She's creeping back up in the meta. And they also said that they're looking and they're not counting out the fact that she will get a undodgeable heavy finisher. That's all she needs at this point. Just give her an undodgeable finisher, and I'm telling you, she's gonna be at least probably top of A tier. That said, they're not gonna just put it out of the mind of putting it in there. They're saying they want to put some new things into the hero. They're gonna try those things first, and then if they still can't find anything and come to an agreement of what they want in there, then they might throw that on. But this is gonna be, you know, toward the back of the brains right now, basically what they said. And then lastly, we have the Shaolin. Shaolin. Everybody plays fucking Shaolin. Like every match I'm finding is Shaolin. So the teleport feat can now be dodged a little bit easier. Thank fucking God, because I'm not the only one who was saying there's no way that I'm getting hit with it that much. I'm dodging. You can see him teleport, and you would dodge, and it would just track you in a dodge. It was stupid. So now basically what this is without going into the exact frames and exact picture what they were talking about, basically it's gonna be a lot easier to dodge. If someone does it right in front of you, you should have pretty much no problem with doing it. Now they're kind of making it where he has to do it and you're not seeing him do it. Basically that's what they're trying to do here. So that's about wraps everything up, man, with this update. With the changes, I think there's some good changes in there. Like I said, I love Virtuosa Nerfs. This new hero is gonna be absolutely insane. I can't wait to get my hands on them. I'll tell you guys how I feel about them and what the tier is gonna be when the hero comes out. Tell me what you guys think down below, man, about this update, about this hero, man. I'll wrap it up for you. I don't sugar it for you, man. I'm gonna get this shit to you raw. Thank y'all for coming out.